All right, so here we are on our next spot. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Seine because we're right here up against the Seine right now. And don't forget that there's, we actually offer some tickets for the Seine River, and at the end of the tour, we're going to go to a coffee shop. You'll have a chance to go ahead and check out some of those discounted prices for you to be able to pick up some of those tours like that. I would definitely recommend seeing it at night. Again, it's just more magical seeing everything lit up. It's really beautiful. Maybe after dinner you'll be able to come and have that nice little romantic moment. The word Seine actually came from the Parisi tribe when they came down here, and they named it because Seine basically means plentiful, because it provided them with everything that they wanted and needed. It had so much fish they didn't know what to do with it. There was so much. It was great. It was a feast every day. So the beautiful Seine River continues to be a huge part of the economy in France. It is really interesting because you can see all kinds of commerce beside tourism that goes on this river all the time. One of the things I wanted to point out to you beside the river was that we have the Pont de Bois. Now, this is actually the first metal bridge in Paris, and it is a very special, very loving spot. Quite a bit of art exhibitions happen on there, but that is the home of the Love Locks. Now here's the story, and nobody knows it. It's exclusive, okay, so you got it here. Okay, what American girl doesn't know about Sex and the City? It's true. Carrie came to Paris following a man that she was going to marry. Big, who'd always been the love of her life, finally realizes that he screwed up. Carrie's the girl for him. He comes all the way over, and they take a walk on that bridge when he finally finds her, and he says to her, "I was a jerk. I let you go. I want you. Let's have the rest of our lives together." They kiss, happy ending. Right after that, locks started to appear on the bridge. Okay, it's the truth. Now, that bridge, it had to stop, because you can see it's a small bridge. It couldn't handle all that weight and all of those fans from Sex and the City that infected the rest of the world that didn't even know that Sex and the City existed. So now the locks are showing up all over Paris, everywhere, anywhere that you can imagine. There's a love lock. So it's kind of a cute story, but it's actually a really beautiful bridge, and there's almost always some kind of a street performer, some kind of music, some kind of art. So it's a very sweet place to take a little stroll, especially at night when it's all lit up. It is on our City at Night tour with the lights, so definitely get to see that. This location's also pretty special for a couple of other reasons. One is you can see the French Academy behind me. The French Academy is the building that has the dome. It has one of the most fantastic libraries I have ever seen. It's the Mazarin, and you can get a guest pass to go in and see it, and it is really magical, really beautiful. But that building is where the committee meets that discusses the French language. So it is out of that building that they decide what will be new French words for the dictionary each year and produce the new dictionary. So the thing for me as an American, learning French has been a little bit difficult because they have the masculine and the feminine. So this is difficult when it comes to words that are not French. One of the things that they do in this building is they debate whether a new word is going to be masculine or feminine. So here's a great example for you. I have an iPhone. Is an iPhone masculine or is an iPhone feminine? Well, the truth is that an iPhone is masculine, L-E, le. Now, you would think that all Apple products would be masculine. Not true. An iPad is feminine, L-A, la. So they spent, I think, about 8 months debating each of these words and whether they should be masculine or feminine. So this office is very, very important. Right next to it, you will have the Assemblée Nationale. Assemblée Nationale is another branch of the government. It's the lower branch of government. The branch above it is the Senate. So it is an interesting building to know about, but the government system is a little bit different here, and I'm still trying to learn it myself. So don't ask me too many questions about government. You want to talk about art and iPhones? I'm your girl. But the government, I'm not so good at that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on to our next stop, okay? Okay, so welcome to the Right Bank. The Right Bank is more of the commerce center of the city, and this is the area that really Haussmann focused on in regards to changing up the architecture for Napoleon. By the time Napoleon came in, he realized that a great deal of the city had been kind of just beat up, destroyed by all of the various wars that they had gone through. There was no longer a functioning sewer system. There were just, things were not going well. It needed to be revamped, and he was a pretty cool guy in seeing that it needed to be taken care of, and he had a vision. So he hired Haussmann to come, and Haussmann basically tore down like 3/4 of the city and rebuilt it. Now, one of the things that makes this city unified in the look is that he built the Haussmannian style buildings like you see behind me. Usually you can tell that it's a Haussmann building because the top has that almost grayish color slate going on, and then it's the same structure on the buildings. But the thing that's kind of interesting is that you'll see that on the second floor is a balcony, and on the 5th floor, okay, second floor is American. So the way the floors work here is that the first floor is 0, the ground level is considered 0. The next floor up is 1, the next floor up is 2. So if you look up, you'll see the balconies show up on the 2nd and the 5th floor. Now the reason the 2nd is because at that time there were no elevators, and it was beneath you as a homeowner or a person of prestige to live lower down. You needed a view. So they would go up to what is technically the 2nd floor, and that's where they would get a view. Ground floor would be where people would be working. There would be shops and servants. And then at the very, very, very top where it's slanted and you don't have a lot of ceiling, that's servants' quarters. So the 5th floor became popular as soon as there became elevators, because then it was like the penthouse. And so the upper class moved up as well. Now, that structure, he actually made plans, architectural plans that he shared. It was public knowledge, he shared it with anyone. So anyone that wanted to build this type of a building had the plans so that they could build it. And it just unified the look of the city. So the whole city has that similar look because it was really built up around the same time. So just so while we have a couple of minutes here, and it's pretty mellow, we don't have a lot of tour people around us, I just wanted to explain to you a little bit about the Sandeman history and how the tours work. So Sandeman, actually, it was a gentleman. His name is Chris, an American, and he started to give tours, and he wanted to give free tours, but it wasn't going over very well. He wasn't getting a lot of people that were coming out for the tours, so he started to go to hostels and tell people, hey, you want to go on a tour? And they were like, sure, of course. So the deal is that he had people, instead of charging them a fee, he said, give me what you think the tour was worth. So that is our philosophy for you. You have no commitment in regards to what you need to pay for this tour. At the end of the tour, however much you felt that the tour was worth, I appreciate it if you give it to me. I work with the company, I'm freelance, and so that will ensure that I keep drinking wine and eating baguettes, so I appreciate your help today. And that'll be at the end of the tour, so no pressure right now. You don't need to go running off being scared that I'm gonna stalk you for money. We have a lot of things still that I wanna show you, and let's go and head over and see a few of them, shall we?